Bobdale Gloves CFR is brought to you by Bobdale Gloves. Found online at bobdalegloves.com.
With 55 stops on the Pro Rodeo Canada schedule all the way from Abbotsford, BC to Morris, Manitoba. This is the long road to the CFR at Rexall Place in Edmonton. The top cowboys and cowgirls have come here with gold-buckled dreams. They've set their sights on being Canadian champions. It's all about fast times and 8-second rides. You're watching the Bobdale Gloves CFR on Shaw TV. We want to keep you up to speed on everything that's going on at Rexall Place. Let's head down there right now where we're going to meet up with Alana Nolan.
Thanks, Mike. The atmosphere down here at Rexall Place is absolutely electric. The Cowboys have arrived. The stock has arrived, as you can see behind me. The dirt has replaced the ice, and we are ready to rodeo and win some big money this week. You
talk about the Cowboys that are there. How about the #1 guy, Jake Vold?
Well, he's 22,000 ahead of everybody else. He's going to be a tough one to catch, but with 12,000 to win first here at the CFR every go-around and the average, which is always important, it's anybody's game, really.
Well, and we're missing a few of the key players, you know, in the saddle bronc and in the barrel racing. What are we going to do there?
Well, Dustin Flundra, who is a fan favorite, of course, at the CFR, 3-time Canadian champion in the saddle bronc riding. He isn't here. He got edged out at the Cinch Pro Rodeo Series at the beginning of October. He had some equipment trouble and some injury this season that's kind of kept him from making some money. And Lisa Lockhart, another 3-time Canadian champion, and her great buckskin Louie, they're not here. They're making a run for the NFR. She's got world champion set in her sights.
Well, and if you've been following along at all as to the standings, Wesley Silcox finished in the #12 position, but we're not going to see him here this week.
That's right. He's out with a lower body injury. So Bo Brooks from Cochrane, he gets in. I mean, he was absolutely heartbroken during the Cinch Pro Rodeo Series when he didn't qualify for the CFR. The stars aligned, and he is here. He could win some big money this week.
Well, Alana, it's going to be an awesome first performance. Thanks for keeping us up to speed, and we look forward to chatting with you through the rest of the performance.
Thanks for this, Mike.
AMTA, the voice of Alberta highway transportation. The AMTA now has 2 simulators in daily use, our static trainer in Edmonton and our mobile training unit out of Calgary, which allows training at the transportation companies themselves. These are invaluable tools, honing driver skills for shifting, banking, or hazardous road and weather conditions, all in a controlled and safe environment. And that translates to better safety on our roads. Introductory pricing of $30 per hour. Alberta Motor Transportation Association.
Kingsway Toyota, offering a selection of used vehicles, maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands, and auto detailing. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Welcome, rodeo fans. Mike LaBelle with you. I'm joined by fellow rodeo announcer Tim Edge. We're going to take you right down to the buck and shoots. Tim, you ready for this?
Absolutely. This is going to be a spectacular year in the rodeo season. It all culminates. The cream has risen to the top, and it is time.
CFR 42. Let's go to the buck and shoots. Well, let's go to our first man. Here's Cole Goodine at his second CFR. Wildwood Flower, the horse. What do we see, Tim? What a great ride.
Absolutely. He gets tapped off right at the beginning. His feet are at the point of that horse's shoulders when the front feet hit the ground the very first time and sticks with it all the way through till just about the end. Has a little bit of trouble on that second to last jump. Let's watch the reride. I'll show you what I mean. Right here, toes are pointed out, feet into the ground each and every time.
Look at that, 81 3/4 points. What a great job by Cole Goodine, the Carbon Cowboy, making his sophomore tour at the CFR.
I love to see a guy come in for the second time. Let's go with Kevin Langevin.
First-time qualifier to the CFR, Bonnyville, Alberta, aboard Garden Party. This is going to be fun.
Garden Party is rip, snort, wild right out of the chute. I tell you what, heads over the left-hand side, meets the fence and side passes to the right. Check this out. He is big and strong and has rattled this Cowboys box.
Well, you talk about a guy that's having the time of his life. Kevin Langevin here for the first time. You see that turn there, he spurs over the horse's neck. Things don't go the way that he wants the whole way through, over the neck again, but you talk about a guy that's having the time of his life. Kevin Langevin is here at the CFR.
You betcha. He's Vegas senior, and here is Logan Hodgson. How many times have he been to town?
Yeah, exactly. He's been here a bunch. Tootsie Roll, the Telco product, and this is a strong horse. This is a bunch of fun for Logan Hodgson. Tootsie from Calgary, what a great matchup.
You know, every time you talk to this guy, he always brags on the horses that almost buck in place or maybe even move backwards just a little bit. Well, watch the replay. Logan uses this horse perfect. Watch this. One jump out, two, turns to the right just a little bit. Now watch. Stays in one spot and bucks. That's exactly in this Cowboys wheelhouse, and the proof is in the pudding right here in the points.
The Flyboy has made some great points there.
You bet. Let's go with the next man here. Kai Marshall, all-around hand and open range.
Well, former all-around champ of Canada. Open range is another great pull of the pen. Look at him get out on this. Feet down, beating him to the front each and every time. He's going to be happy with this. Kai Marshall showing why he's a former all-round champ of Canada.
Absolutely. This guy gets it done on both ends of the arena. He's a professional in our sport. He won the inaugural event we had at Bowden, his dad put on. Man, it's awesome. Joins up with open range for a 79 3/4.
Awesome ride by the Bowden Cowboy. As we head back down to the buck and shoots, this is where it's going to get fun. Clint Lay coming here for his third time aboard Centennial from the Volt crew, but he's going to make his first trip to the NFR this year. Let's watch this.
Cadogan Cowboy. And you know why he's going to the NFR? Check out where the heels of those boots are when the front feet hit the ground. Snappy and in time. That is exactly where you want to be. And I know, Mike, you're solid on the skies being square. Tell me all about that.
Well, and that's what it is. You watch when he comes out of the chute. He gets out, he is square with the back of that horse. His feet, those boule boots, hit the point of the shoulders each and every jump. He's leaned back, having a bunch of fun. That is a future champion in our sport.
Absolutely, in control 100% of the time. Speaking of in control, let's go to Caleb Bennett. Starburst is the one I'd want if I was Caleb Bennett. Telling me about Utah, man.
Trementon, Utah. This guy has the pick of the pen in Starburst, and he is looking like he's going to make the best of it. Each and every jump beats him down. Look at Starburst. Buck, kick, and taking him to town each and every time. There is the 8-second lifestyle he wants to lead night after night.
You bet. Starburst is an awesome horse. Knows each and every second when she's on stage. Watch this. Showing off. I can take this cowboy to the pay window, and I know what I'm doing. Watch it all the way through to the end. A lot of drop, a lot of kick out the back, and he uses him up. Absolutely spectacular ride from the Cowboys from south of the border.
Let's head to Ty Tipitat, Regina, Saskatchewan, as Ty makes his fourth appearance here. Up in Smoke from Volt Rodeo is another one of those great horses. This roan, just a little, Appy, just a little bit classy, and wow, is Ty making this look good? I can't wait to watch the replay on this because he makes one of the most amazing spur rides we've seen yet tonight.
Absolutely. Comes from a great rodeo family, joining up with a Volt horse. Just spectacular. Good looking Appy. Comes out, goes to left-hand side just a little bit. Watch this. He is tapped off perfect right now. As you said, square, and look at that spur stroke right up to the ring. It's absolutely awesome.
From the shoulders to the D-rings, he's doing it to a whole bunch of points there. Let's go to the former champ, Industry LaValle, aboard Bubbles. The Bonanza Cowboy is a 4-time champion here and about to, well, little stumble there. That's not what we're looking for. We'll have to see what the judges say. Bubbles, the big stone horse, had a little stumble, so we're going to leave it up to the Ram boys and see what they say before we give them a score.
You know, the proof is in the pudding with Dustin LaValle right here. He's one of the strongest guys in the game. This horse goes to the ground a little bit. That would shake a lot of guys. He just sticks with it and maintains his good spur ride. 81 1/4. We'll see where it ends up.
Well, we found out he's been given the option of a re-ride, and he's elected to take that option.
Right on.
We'll have to wait for the saddle bronc to watch that happen. Here's one of my favorite guys, Kyle Bowers, aboard one of your favorite horses.
You bet. This is RC5's Fabio. I've seen a lot of guys spend a lot of money on this horse. Big, flashy, side passes to the left like that every time. absolutely sensational. Kyle Bowers is the man with the plan right here. He is going to make the money.
Take him to the pay window right there as we go back to the replay. You talked about the side pass. Kyle comes out, holds his feet in there for the mark out, then gets to spurn, and you watch that side pass. The horse going to the left. Kyle in time with each and every jump, stays square with it. Then all of a sudden that left-hand turn, they pick him up, and he makes a great spur ride.
Fantastic. Turkish Whiskey and Matt Late. Tell me about spur rides with this guy.
This guy is good. We talked about the 2013 champ of Canada. He is about to hang it on one of these Calgary Stampede horses. Match for match, look at Matt Late go. I like those orange chaps. Those are a little bit flash, just like the horse is. Matt Late, you are in line for another Canadian championship if you keep riding like that.
You bet. He's coming from behind a little bit with the whole race for the title with Jake Gold. But I tell you what, if anybody can come to town and take the money each and every time he nods his head, Matt Late can do it. He is absolutely fantastic at the end of the shop. Don't hurt either.
81.5 points for Matt Late.
All right, Colin Adams, this is the man you want to talk about from Manitoba. Flat out tonight. What do we got here?
Well, this is one of those horses that's just extreme, showy, buck, kick, jump. Colin Adams is matching him. Jump for jump, kick for kick, setting his heels, gets a little loose at the end there, but still makes a great spur ride. As we watch him get off of this great Franklin horse, we're going to go to the replay. Beats him out each and every jump, but when we get to the end of it, things get a little bit loose. So we'll see what happens. It looks like, well, they docked him a little bit. 81.25 for him, so tough luck there for the Deloraine, Manitoba Cowboy.
You bet. A little bit of hard work went a long way in staying in time with that horse, however.
This is cool. Jake Vold and Zip Code from Outlaw Buckers could be the matchup of the night. Does anyone spur better than Jake Vold?
I don't know if I want to comment on that, but look at the size and power and point system he is bringing here to town today. He's absolutely phenomenal. Zip Code helped him out as well. Toes out. Let's go to the re-ride. Beats him to the ground every time. Right back to that bareback rigging. He is probably the strongest bareback rider in the world right now.
83 points, and that is the dictionary definition of bareback riding right there. Jake Vold, that guy will be a Canadian champion many times over. Caleb Bennett, look at him come out. He's making a ride. Well, he's making a spur ride.
Go ahead and fan him. Oh,
heck
man.
Yeah, do it upright. Caleb Bennett, your go-round leader tonight so far. We will go to the re-ride. We can't show you who the winner of the standings are yet because we got to give Dusty LaValle that re-ride. So as of right now, he is your leader in Caleb Bennett. You know, it's been a great event so far, Tim. We're going to send it back down to the grounds where we're going to go to our question of the day. Every day we're going to pose a question of the day to many of the fans. So let's go down to Bianca where she discusses with people the importance of Remembrance Day.
Special day for the CFR, but it's also an incredible day for our nation. We checked out Farm Fair to discover what Remembrance Day means to you.
I represent the nation of Canada wherever I go, and nothing makes me more proud to represent that nation and the troops that have worked so hard to make it the amazing nation of Canada.
Thank you very much for all you guys do and the sacrifices you do make.
We would like to thank all the veterans who have served our country.
Happy Remembrance Day to the vets.
I actually got to tour the Canadian battlefields in Europe, and I think it means a ton to respect and honor the past veterans and those who have fought for our freedom.
We probably wouldn't be able to be here and do all the things we're able to do now if it wasn't for Remembrance Day and all the fighting the soldiers did for us.
It's just such a beautiful way to celebrate those men and women who have set their lives on the line so that we could have the freedom that we have and that we can explore and experience our country and love it for what it is because of their sacrifices.
It's deep, way deeper than a lot of people know.
I'd like to thank all the vets for all the good deeds that they've done and the help for around the world.
Today is just a good day to remember who has made us who we are today and where we are.
The CFR has done an amazing job every single year doing a performance on Remembrance Day for opening ceremonies. All of us Queens have been wearing poppies all week and we keep it very near and dear to our hearts.
Thank you, veterans.
It's going to be exciting, Tim, as we're going to take you to Time to Vincennes. How about the Bulldoggers, the big boys?
Yes, sir. This is going to be one of the best Bulldoggins I've ever seen. Let's watch Morgan Grant, Didsbury, Alberta. He's got a mortgage to pay on a brand new ranch and a beautiful wife upcoming. Watch this. Hammers one. threw that steer right out of the arena. Man,
you
he got
can
it
tell
good.
he's happy. Let's watch it again. Gets down on this one, gets to the nose, flip, turn, done. All 4 legs heading the same way, and he comes in there with a great run.
3 and 4, he knew it. Here's Big Straws Milan, a good friend of mine. He's absolutely spectacular athlete. You saw he came a little early there, not happy with the way that our guy running the chute saw the gnaw. He called for it. We'll see what the judges decide, but likely he'll get a rerun.
Yeah, a little bit of a foul at the gate. You can see that steer comes out. Straws looking back right away off the hop and says, something's gone wrong. A mechanical failure can happen. Let's go to the next man. As we head back to Manitoba, Justin Miller is ready to set sail on this one. The Neepawa, Manitoba comes in with $17,000 plus and makes a great run here.
You bet. He's a past Canadian Cowboy Association champion as well, especially an awesome horse trainer. Look at that horse he brought to town here today. Put him in the hole, lay one down in 4 flat.
Nice run, Manitoba. You got to be proud of that.
Absolutely
Another
fantastic.
look at it, Doug Wilkinson on the hazing side, so he's putting all facets of experience on his side. As we head to Aneroid, Saskatchewan, and Dusty Walker.
You bet.
This is a guy that needs to put some money in the bank. This is the time you want to do it. Gets to it, slow-moving calf, but inevitably gets him turned down.
Here is the example of you got to draw good. This steer's a little bit strong. He does everything right, gets his feet where they're supposed to be, but that steer just has that extra momentum and pushes him another 4 feet, and it cost him in the seconds. Watch this as he comes down, costs him a full half a second as he has to slide, bring it around, and get that nose hooked.
That's it. Great run there. Let's go to the guy that's here for his first time. We've seen brother JD. Here's Rowdy Hayes, Rocky Mountain House, and he's about to get down on his first CFR steer. No.
His first CFR steer. Man,
yeah,
horse
his first
wide.
CFR steer's running out of the arena. You know he's hanging right now. His chin's on his chest. No time for him. He's going to be back tomorrow. That could hurt him come average time, depending on what happens the rest of the week. We're going to talk more about that.
You bet. Just misses that inside horn. Now let's go to the bulldogging machine of the universe. This is Curtis Cassidy in Alda, Alberta. He's riding Casper here today. That horse is in the hole, gets him over his shoulder and goes to the nose. Hung a little bit on the back end, cost him about a 2/10 of a second. Let's watch the replay.
But as a true professional, he gets out there, does the job, gets himself a qualified time. He's in at 4 and 9, and things are looking good. That's going to keep him in that average. Ever so important on night number 1 to make a qualified run.
Absolutely. The aggregate is important here as it is anywhere, especially here when a Canadian championship is on the line.
Well, and he's got a few of them in his
Travis
mantle at
Rier,
home.
the quintessential definition of all-around cowboy, Merithorpe, Alberta, showing his expertise in the bulldogging right now.
Well, I've had the opportunity to watch this guy in Buffalo, Alberta at an Ultimate Cowboy Challenge, and he's competed in all 6 events. Here is where he does his best work. Bulldogging, gets down on one, almost hangs that front leg a bit, gets to it, and 4 and 2, a great first run for a former all-around champ of Canada.
Not a bad run at all. You know, the all-around championship was a goal of his he had for a long time. You go in his basement, 56 championship saddles hanging on the wall. How about Mr. Roworth, Czar, Alberta?
This guy is here and having fun. Watch him get down on this one. Steer throws his head a bit, but he hooks the nose, gets down to it. Uh-oh. I don't know if you've seen what I did. Let's go to the replay. It looks like that steer hung a leg. So all 4 legs need to be facing the same way. Why don't you tell us all about it?
Well, they call it a bad fall or a dog fall. All 4 of the legs got to be pointing the same direction. You see the front left leg on that steer was back up underneath his head. Didn't work for him. We're going to have to give him a no time.
Here's my buddy Coleman Cohorse, Okotoks, Alberta, making his 2nd run here at the CFR. He is just having the time of his life. I seen him and his family last night, and you know what? No one is more excited than Coleman to be here.
Absolutely spectacular showing here today. Big bay horse, gets him in there where he needs to be, but again, one of the stronger steers in the pen, pushes him just that extra 4 feet further, grabs the nose a little shallow, hangs here for that full second, but he's on the ground. He does have a time though. Once again, average count.
That's it, and that's where it's going to become all that important when you talk about tens of thousands of dollars in the average. It's ever so important to finish your steers. Cody Cassidy. What do you say? Part of that Cassidy family that has just become the timed event family of Canada.
Myth, the man, the legend, and right there did not have any luck. I'll watch what happens right here. Gets a little bit too tight to steer, misses that inside horn, knew it happened, tried to recover, just couldn't get it done. That's one of the biggest steers in the pen right there.
Yeah. Let's go to one of the guys that's going to represent us at this year's national finals, two-time Canadian champion Tanner Milan.
Tanner is the man. Look how strong this guy is. When he gets a good steer, he knows how to use them, but he knew he was a little upset right there. Too fast. Cowboys speeding ticket.
Broke the barrier, so he starts out with that 4 seconds flat tack, 10 onto it for the barrier. Give him 14, and well, that's going to cost you the pay window.
You betcha, but he is coming there second from the top. Let's watch the #1 gunner, rookie in the CFR, Scotty Gunther. Tell me the story.
Well, we're going to call him a rookie. He qualified last year, but due to injuries, he couldn't come, so he's making his debut here today. Makes a good run, but the same as Tanner Milan. Cracks the barrier. That's going to cost him that 10 seconds. Turns a 4 and 7 into 14 and 7, but still a great run for his first ever CFR steer.
You bet, a great showing. He's riding that good horse of his they call Itzy. Here's Strauss Milan. Now, you saw him call the foul on the gate a little earlier on. Here's his second steer. Let's watch him use it.
Out there, Big Straws. No. Tries to play linebacker. It didn't work out the way that he wanted.
I tell you what, I wouldn't have wanted to be that steer for all the money in China if he got a hold of it.
Well, you have a look at that steer. He's going right or left. I'm just not going through.
Absolutely.
It's a tough one. And how about our champion on the day, Morgan Grant, Didsbury, Alberta. Brand new rancher. Going to have a brand new wife. This guy is set to be a champion here in Canada.
Absolutely. He's a $100,000 champion already.
Let's go to Alana Nolan. She got to catch up with Morgan Grant.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, he's going home with some hardware on the first night of CFR. Morgan, take us through that run. What happened?
Oh, it was awesome. My horse came up sore, so I had to ride Dusty Walker's horse, and he was nice enough to mount me. And that's the horse of the year in steer wrestling. And I got a great start, and the horse blew up, and I could feel why he's the horse of the year, and gave me a great go. And when I caught the steer, I really reefed on him, and he just went flying by me. It's one of those runs that just gets your blood pumping.
How do you adjust so quickly when you have to jump on somebody else's horse?
Oh, those good horses, you just know, you just got to feel, and they'll kind of tell you how they are in the box. And his horse was awesome, just hit the corner, sat there really nice. Had to wait for my steer's head to kind of settle, and then just felt awesome right through the go. So you just have faith that those horses are going to give you those good goes, and you just, when they do, you just got to enjoy it and make the best of it.
You came into tonight's CFR at the bottom of the pack. What did you tell yourself to get out there and go do what you did tonight?
I've never had any luck in the first night. I've always seemed to be having goose eggs, so I just tried to be really aggressive, got a great start, had a good steer, and rode an awesome horse, got a great haste from Josh, and it just all came together, and it felt awesome.
Thanks for this, Morgan.
Thank you.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
It's time to look at the leaderboard from the bulldogging. We see there Morgan Grant, the man that we just had on there, 12,159 and change. Justin Miller in second, Travis Rie in third, Dusty Walker, then Curtis Cassidy, and a whole bunch of no dollars. We had some no times in there. The averaged him. It's going to become important.
Absolutely. Those plus 10s, you can't ignore them when they're in the average. And Morgan Grant with that 12,000 coming from the very bottom, it is going to do him some good.
Well, and you have a look how it looks. Scotty Gunther still in first. Tanner Milan still in second. Morgan Grant has worked his way up to third spot overall, and he's only about 5,000 out. Justin Miller, Travis Rie, and Cody Cassidy round out the top 6. So it's going to be awesome. You know, you look at the guys and it's a bunch of fun. Strauss Milan, even at 17,000, has a lot of space to get in there and make his way to the top.
And that's where the aggregate comes in so important as well. That includes itself as one entire rodeo, so you can't count him out. Although Strauss didn't get one laid down here today, he is wanting a lot of those guys to come up, as Morgan said, with some goose eggs. But man alive, Scotty Gunther has it by the tail right now.
Well, we're done with the bulldogging. How about we keep you at the time event and time for a little bit of cowboy team roping?
Absolutely. The Dally team roping, one of the most technical events in rodeo. It has become that way nowadays because of the small arena up here in Canada and the talent of these two cowboys to get one laid down.
likely to be? Who's the first one you'll see? Probably me. Probably me.
Learn how you can help homeless animals find their forever family. Visit arcs.ca.
We have the results from the bareback riding. The mental abacus wasn't working, so let's go to the boards and see how things turned out tonight. You see Caleb Bennett with that $12,000 check. Ty Tapetat in at $9,000 and change. Kyle Bowers, $5,900. Jake Vold, $2,800.06. And then Clint Lay, $1,247. Where does that lead them after tonight? Here's what it looks like. Jake Vold in at $51,000, still in first. Ty Tapetat in second. Caleb Bennett in third. Kyle Bowers in third. Colin Adams now in fifth. And Matt Late, the Cayley Cowboy, finds himself in sixth place. Let's head down to Rexall Place, where Alana got to catch up with our champion tonight. Time to head back down to the timed event 10, the Cowboy team roping. This could get fun.
It could, absolutely. We got the crop of Cowboys here this year. Let's get started. Clayton Hansen and Rocky down on the front side. Mr. Hansen from the South Country, Rocky on the back. Bad head catch, not going to work today.
No, that's not going to help them out. You watch them come out, goes to get that head catch on, figure eights it, not going to work this time, so Rocky Dowling can't pick up the back end for the 15-time CFR qualifier. That's a bit of a hit. Let's go to Levi Simpson. Jeremy Bueller, one of the top teams you will find in the team roping on either side of the border.
Absolutely a worldwide phenomenon. This team has come to town. Watch it get a Levi's hand right across the line. What are we going to do? Backside loop scoop, hammer down, Jerry.
Yeah, they did it well. Look at that. That could be the best beard in rodeo right now. As we head back down, watch Levi. Right out of the chute, Kates it. Puts on a great catch and a great handle. Jeremy picks up the back end. You know, just a great run for those veterans in the team roping. Let's go to Clay Ury. Kevin Schreiner in one of those guys that has been a Canadian champion, teamed up with a young gun.
Speaking of veterans, here is Squiggy on the backside, rope 2 feet. That's how you do it. Uh-oh, we slipped one. We slipped the inside. We're going to have a 5-second penalty on the run.
That's it. As we watch from above here, Clay Ury, great head catch. They got that 10 and 9. It would have been a 5 and 9. We watch. Kevin throws it in there, only catches one. 5 and 9 plus 5, give him 10 and 9. Let's go to Clint Bueller. Trent Tunke, a team that can come in here and be the spoilers, if you will.
You bet. I just love this head horse. It's a beautiful buckskin horse. And again, on the backside, we have stabbed the leg. Not going to work with a 5-second penalty. Let's go to the replay on this. Watch how this head horse does his job. Handles that big body he has so well. Handles the steer good. Just a little bit of bad luck on the backside and broke one leg.
Well, give them 11 and 5, but they're in there right now.
Absolutely. This is all about the average. Speaking of which, Doc and Riley. Keith Murdoch is probably one of the most solid team ropers in Canada. Bad luck tonight.
The minute you get to go to bragging on someone, that's how it turns out. Let's watch Murdoch. Keith comes out, gets a great start, throws at him, just bounces it off. That outside horn for him, tough luck there. Him and Riley Warren not able to get a qualified time. We'll go to Clint Weston. Travis Booth, here's a team that's coming in here early and looking to make a little money and establish themselves.
You bet. Let's watch on the bay horse. Uh-oh, a little bit of bad luck on the front side. What did we get done? We got the loop sorted out and settled down legal on the back side. Good old Claire's Home Cowboy tapes 2 together.
Well, that's it. Puts them together and does it, you know, in a good time. You look at that 8 and 3 when you consider they had to fish it on the front end, then turn the steer, pick up a pair in the back, 8 and 3 with a couple of slipped legs. That's going to put them in a great hole.
You know, and this is an event where 5 minds have got to come together in one common goal, and here's a pair of guys that can get it done. Garrett Rogers, Jacob Miner, all right, can cross the line on the good-looking bald-faced horse. Snaps it around the bones. Look at this run on the backside. Not quite enough, I don't think, to catch up to Levi and Jerry, but we'll have a look at the replay.
Well, and Garrett here for his first time. Jacob Miner here for his second time, and they're doing it. The Oregon and Oklahoma Cowboys have come in at 5 and 4, and that's nothing to sneeze at for your first CFR.
Fabulous. All right, now let's talk about young guns. On the front side, Colton Schmidt. He's on Badger one more time. On the back side, Dustin Searcy. Watch these two roll. Yes, sir. Across the line, He threw every piece of nylon he had in his hand. Didn't fit.
No, wouldn't go, and tough luck there for the former Canadian champion teaming up with the Moreland, Oklahoma Cowboy. That is a tough first go for them, but they're going to come back stronger than ever tomorrow. Let's go to Steel DePoli. Casper Roy, this is just that team that you see have done it all year long, consistency.
He's riding his own Badger as well. We just watched 2 Horses of the Year 2 times in a row. And speaking of Horses of the Year, Casper Roy's on the backside on Bam Bam. He's the Horse of the Year this year. However, Casper just didn't get it to follow through underneath. No ground, no feet, no time.
Longview and Mosley are going to be disappointed tonight.
You know, it's a team game, and 2 guys have got to be absolutely on top, and these are the 2 that know how to get it done. Here's your buddy, Rollo McFadden, Tyrell Llewellyn.
Rolly puts a great head loop on. Tyrell, time to pick some up in the back. They make a good, consistent run right there. Pick up some in the back. Let's go to the replay.
Well, I'll tell you what, you see that red light come on behind the rope and shoot? That is bad news. Another Cowboy speeding ticket plus 10 on the front side. We're going to go the long time.
What could have been, what should have been 4 and 9 turns into 14 and 9, but they have a qualified time. Let's go to the McCarrolls. Justin and Brett, so many times, 20 trips to the CFR between them.
You bet. Brothers in arms and brothers in roping as well. They set up an arena at home that is exact dimensions of this arena here at the CFR, and it worked for them here today as they practice. Let's go to the replay. What happens here, Mike?
Well, they get the head loop on. They're a little deep into the arena, pick up a pair of heels, then they got to face. Tighten up and face. That cost them a little bit of time, but you know what? A great run for the McCarrolls.
You bet. Here's my neighbors, Brett Buss and Clay White. They're cousins. Coming to CFR, #1 position, season leader, man alive. Come on and do it for me, Buster. No luck on the front side.
Let's watch this head loop once again, because this is where it all unraveled and went wrong on them. Gets it out there, tries to make a good head loop. She figure 8s and slips off. Things aren't going to work out. Brett's here for his 5th time. Clay's just coming in, and things are going to change tomorrow with those guys.
You bet. They are coming to town to make some money now, and I would be watching in my rearview mirror with those guys.
Those are some wolves. As we look as they ride around the arena, there are your champions from tonight. Levi Simpson, Jeremy Bueller, the best beard in rodeo.
I know you're jealous of that beard, Mike. I told him already, too. He said, just because you can't grow one don't mean I won't.
That's exactly it. Well, it's time to look and see as they go right to it. Here's an amazing championship run. Let's head to the boards and see how things look.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, Caleb, you matched up with Starburst of Kessler's tonight. Take us through that ride.
You know, that's a great horse. I've been on him a couple times. Actually had him a couple years ago in the first round here. And it's just one of them horses you're tickled to death to have. You know, he's electric and showy and lets you show off too. And that was my main focus tonight, was to get a strong mark out right out of there and just ride him.
How many points do you think you were on the victory lap horse?
I had to have been more on the victory lap horse, because that one really soared me up. So had to have been, what, 85 1/4 on the first one, had to have been 87 on the second one.
Oh yeah, I think so. For sure they're going to mark you on that. Jake Vold has an incredible lead on this group. What do you need to do to knock him at a top spot?
Ride bucking horses. Jake's an outstanding bareback rider, has been ever since I've been around and met him, and he's a tough guy to beat, you know, but I'm not saying it can't be done, and I know I'm here to win first just like he is, so just keep nodding my head on whatever they draw me and hope like heck it's enough to win first.
Thanks for this, Caleb.
Thank you.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Here are leaderboards in the team roping. Levi Simpson, Jeremy Bueller, $6,079. Garrett Rogers, Jacob Miner at $4,500 and change. Justin and Brett McCarroll, the brothers, make $2,900. And then we go to Clint Weston and Travis Booth, $1,400. Clay Ulrey and Kevin Schreiner, $623. The rest of the teams, no dollars. That doesn't mean they didn't get times, Tim. Just means they didn't make any money towards their standings. We look like this. This is the way things have adjusted. Justin and Brett McCarroll have now jumped to the lead. Lev Brett Buss and Clay White in second. Roland McFadden, Tyrell Llewellyn still in third. Steel DePoli, Casper Roy in fourth. Garrett Rogers, Jacob Miner in fifth. And Levi Simpson and Jeremy Bueller now in sixth place. You go to the bottom of the board, not much change there. Clayton Hansen and Rocky Dowan still in the final hole, but there's still a lot of room.
You bet. There's still time to catch up, regroup, re-rope, and rehammer.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
We'll join now with Levi Simpson and Jeremy Bueller, tonight's winners in the team roping. What was the key to the 4.9 run?
Just sticking to our game plan. We set out to come here and just try and make smooth runs all week and put it together in the first round and come out on top. It's just a good way to start it off.
And do you think Jeremy's beard is lucky in having something to do with this?
I think Jeremy's beard, it's all year, it's been luck all year long. He can't shave it for the rest of his life now.
What is your game plan coming into CFR? I know you mentioned staying consistent, but how important is that to being the champion at the end of the week?
I think consistency is the key. You got to stay consistent so you can try and place in every go-round and hopefully be a contender in the average to get that little bonus in the end there and then come out on top in the Canadian Championship.
Well, thanks for this, guys, and congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Hey, Tim, have you ever thought of thinking like a horse?
Well, Mike, I'd have to say nay.
Here's your chance to think like a horse.
Come on. Many of us can say we've never wanted to think like a horse. Yet this was quite the opposite for equine photographer Linda Finstad.
I spent 2 years researching out in fields, doing field research, observing, documenting and photographing equine behaviour. And it was important for me to try and unthink what I thought I knew.
These 2 years stem from a photo that Linda had posted to social media with a horse at a competition rearing its head.
Well, it started a war. I got all kinds of comments saying, oh, that's cruel. You shouldn't post photographs like that. There was tons and tons. Everybody's got an opinion. But then I also got a lot of backlash from other equine photographers, so my peers, saying that I was hurting myself.
This reaction stemmed a curiosity to learn more about horses and their body language and to learn the similarities between wild and domesticated breeds.
Horses have got a pecking order. Someone's always in charge, and the horse that's in charge, I've only got one slice of hay. So in this group, these guys, these are all geldings, and they all live together all the time, so they know each other quite well. Now we've got everybody's attention, and they all come. I'm going to give them this piece of hay. The guy at the top of the pecking order is going to get the biggest share of it. The ones at the bottom won't get any. The grey in the middle there, he's kingpin of this little group of geldings. They all want some, but they know, well, we've got to wait our turn. I really wanted to show you some interaction between the horses. For the most part, and probably you think this yourself, when you drive by a field of horses, they all look to be doing nothing. They're just standing around, eating grass, snoozing. Nothing seems to be going on. But horses all speak horse, and they do communicate. So I wanted to give them some stimulus, something to talk about. And one slice of hay between 5 horses is something to talk about.
All of this knowledge has been filtered into her book, The Horse Watcher, and classes Think Like a Horse.
It's so much easier if you can be on the same page as this animal. I'm not suggesting it's called How to Think Like a Horse. I'm not suggesting you can talk to your horse, or that you can telepathically understand what they're thinking, but I can teach you how to understand their body language and why they do what they do. There's always a reason.
Linda has come a long way since her backlash from social media, but through her trials, her passion has triumphed, and thinking like a horse has become second nature. For Go, I'm Jordan Hurtner.
Time for the classic event of rodeo. It's like this, Tim, a little bit of bronc riding.
You betcha. There are some hot and heavy professionals here in 2015. Let's get started with Josh Harden, all-around champion of Canada. Comes to town with a big blue horse. Tell me all about it.
Devil's Who is one of those outlaw bucker horses that's going to give him a chance every time, but Uh-oh, Devils who weakening a bit at the end, and Josh Harden, the first-time CFR qualifier, who comes to us via the Cinch Tour finale. Not the best trip he was looking for on night number 1.
Yeah, this horse started out strong. He makes a good mark out, keeps him forward, but that may be what is going to charge us here. They're calling it a no score. We're going to find out why here in just a few moments' time. My suspicion is the markout rule.
Well, then that would be it. I don't think he got him. Let's head down the list. It's time to go to Dustin Sapola, the other guy that qualified through that Cinch Tour finale. Here's a guy that won Teepee Creek and Benalto. What's he going to do on Barstar?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's a second-generation cowboy. His dad's been here before, and Barstar is giving it all to him. This is a mare with a lot of reach and a lot of drop, a pile of kick, but you can be a lot of points in this horse, and you got to do just like Dustin did. Stay ahead of him, stay in charge.
Well, and he did that, and he did it well. See that mark out? Paid him off well. As he gets there, he's making a good spur ride, but you know, just not exposing, keeping things going the way he was. 79 3/4 points. Let's head down right now to Douglas, Wyoming. There's Chet Johnson aboard Calico Girl.
Calico Girl, if you leave too much exposed with Calico Girl, she will take you to the cleaners. Watch Mr. Johnson. He's rode her before, rides her like an old pro. Absolutely spectacular spur stroke on this horse. She weakens off just a little bit there right at the whistle. We'll see how that reflects. Let's watch the reride.
Well, and a great pick for Chet coming into the CFR again. Makes a nice ride, a little bit weak on the score sheet, but it's going to put him in there. 76.5 points for the Wyoming Cowboy.
You bet. All you got to be is on the board to stay in the average, and this is the kind of place you need to get that done. Let's go to the next Cowboy, Kyle Thompson. He's been here lots of times. Nickels and dimes, what do you say?
Well, Nickels and dimes is one of those horses that is going to take you to the pay window each and every time. Kyle Thompson, former Linderman Award winner. He's been the all-around champ of Canada 4 times. You know what? Making just another great ride as he's done here so many times. He is the consummate champion here in Canada.
You betcha. And I was talking to a gentleman a little earlier on. Cody DeMoss was 91 points in Cloverdale on this horse. Didn't quite have that kind of run, but Mr. Thompson used him the way he needed to and comes to town with that 81 1/4.
And that's it. Nice ride, Kyle. Let's head down. We're going to Court Shear. Here's the guy that made over $60,000 here last year. Ellesmere, Nebraska. Time to have a little bit of fun, Court.
You bet. He has Easy to Love from Vold Rodeo, and I talked to Wayne today. This horse is en route to the NFR ranch race, 10-year-old. Been here 7 times, and what did Wayne say? This horse is money.
Well, it looks like money. When you put a great cowboy like Court Shear underneath him, or on top of him, and that great horse underneath him, things are going to turn out well. 83 1/4 points for the Nebraska man.
You bet. That was a clinic in bronc riding right there. Awesome, awesome ride. Just spurred him absolutely the way he needed to do. Here we go with the next man. 2 times over, lots of money winning this year. Zeke Thurston, he is on breakaway. What about the Big Valley Cowboy?
Well, you talk about the Golden Boy who's done so well this year. Down in the U.S. at the Calgary Stampede, breakaway looks to be a bundle of horse that jump and kick, and well, Zeke ends up exactly where he doesn't want to, so tough luck there, but he's still going to represent Canada at this year's National Finals Rodeo.
You bet. Just a tough horse for the first night, man. This one bucks, but doesn't take it easy on Zeke at all. Blows that left stirrup, ends on the ground on the right side. Let's go to the next man in the Ram Chute, Sam Kelts. He is on Shorty, Millerville Cowboy. Tell me all about it.
The 09 season leader is jumping on Shorty. Here's a Vold horse that's been to the INFR. Here's a horse that Sam is going to be able to dress up a bunch and make look good. No, I thought he could, just got away from him a little bit. And well, tough luck for Sam Kelts. Let's go back and watch and tell us what happens, Tim.
Well, Shorty, you know, he's a big, strong horse. He's 10 years old. He's been down the road, knows how to take cowboys. This is where Sam gets Biddlet off to the right-hand side, blows the left stirrup. Balance goes out of whack. He's down the right.
That's exactly it. Wild Wade Sundell quitting time. The Oklahoma Cowboy has drawn deep into the pen on this one. Outlaw Buckers has brought this one to town, and it is a bunch of jump and kick.
You betcha. 3 times the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo as well. Big, flashy horse. And Wade Sundell says, show me the money. I want to hear it.
Was that the Hulk Hogan pose?
I believe he may have just Let us see his childhood hero.
Exactly.
Right
Here we go. Let's watch as he continues, makes a great spur ride. Aboard quitting time. Outlaw Bucker's got to be proud of that one.
Right
Watch
here.
this.
What you gonna do when Sundell comes down on you?
Yeah, how about a little bit of that? Nice job, Wade Sundell.
All right, here's the man in charge, Cody DeMoss. This is Mad Money. Out of Graded Coconut, 6 times the CFR, 4 times the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. They are proud of this one.
This is the #1 man in all of saddle bronc riding, no matter where you are. Canadian standings or the American standings, he's the #1 guy, and he just showed why it is that. Mad Money, a great bucking horse from the Calgary Stampede, and Cody DeMoss makes it look easy. How about that? 84 3/4 points for the Cajun. Hot Sauce DeMoss, no mustache.
No mustache.
It's Movember, and he took off the mustache.
He has always been a little contrary. Let's go to Chuck Smith, Rip and Zip. This is going to be a matchup.
Well, John Duffy brings us the horse, and of course, the South Dakotan is about to get ready for this one. Look at this. What a matchup this is. He is making a spur ride. Things got away from him just a little bit, got going forward, and well, he doesn't look happy with himself. Things could have gone a little bit better. That 79 3/4 is going to keep him in there average-wise, but he isn't happy with the outcome of that ride.
Well, you know, every now and then you got to draw where you got to draw, and that's just the deal. Here's Leighton Green, and he has jawed here today. Sergeant Whitney. Now, Leighton Green, a new up-and-comer. This horse is out of Majestic Rocket. This is the 2nd time she's been here to CFR. Leighton from Meeting Creek, Alberta, using every ounce.
Well, he is. The novice saddle bronc champion from years prior has drawn this Sergeant Whitney, but it's a rematch. He's been on this bay gelding before, and he says, I'm ready to take it on. This horse comes from the Rocket bloodlines of the Calgary Stampede, and he makes good on every rematch he gets on. Here's another one. Just over 83 points, and he makes an awesome ride here the first night at the Canadian Finals Rodeo.
You bet. Just an awesome young gentleman, and heck of an athlete as well. All right, Jim Barry, here's your
Big
buddy
Jim.
from Rocky Mountain House.
You gotta
I know
like
he's your
Jim
favorite.
Barry.
Tell me about it.
Summer trip from Kessler Championship Rodeo. Here's a big guy that rides about as smooth as anyone. This guy's just like silk. I know his wife Amber's up there watching. Coy and Quinn are there. Summer trip gives him a chance. He just falls out of time a little bit, doesn't get to extending those legs as much as he wanted to. So 79 points for the Rocky Mountain House Cowboy, but he's going to take that because he knows how important it is to ride every bronc here at the CFR.
Absolutely. How about the champ tonight? This is Cody DeMoss.
Hot Sauce DeMoss comes out Mad Money and makes a ride. It is an awesome ride. Look at Cody. He's happy. The #1 man in Canada, the #1 man in the U.S. It couldn't be any better. Let's go to the winner's circle.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, with season leader Cody DeMoss, Cody, tonight's win widens the gap between you and the rest of the bronc riders. How important was that for you to do that on the first night of CFR?
Well, it's a long week, I'm pretty sure. Had a good horse, a good start to it. Felt pretty good, and hopefully things will loosen on up and it'll get really good this week.
What kind of trip did Mad Money have for you today?
I don't know, it was kind of all a blur. I hadn't been on nothing in a while, so it's just kind of instinct, and I'm glad they liked it.
Yeah. How does it feel to be coming back?
Like to the next round? We get 6 of them here automatically. It's not progressive.
I meant to come back from injury, or to come back to bronc riding.
It's good. Riding broncs is fun, and something that I've always loved to do, and I'm having fun at it.
How stiff is the competition in the bronc riding at this year's CFR?
It's pretty good. There's quite a few guys in here that can really ride, and a bunch of good horses, so it should be a great week.
Congratulations, Cody.
Thank you.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Let's see how things shaped up in the saddle bronc riding as we've seen Cody DeMoss, $12,159. Wade Sundell in second, Leighton Green and Court Shear. split a share of third and fourth, each gathering $4,365. Kyle Thompson from Lundbrick with $1,247. The rest of the guys out of the money as it goes night number one, but it looks like this in the standings. Cody DeMoss pads that lead, is up to $54,000. Wade Sundell in second, Jim Berry in third, Leighton Green in third, Sam Kelts and Chuck Smith round out your top six. So no one's out of it with $12,000 still available each and every night. And the average, you know, it's going to be an awesome bronc riding, Tim, but make sure you stick with us. Coming up on the other side, how about a little bit of tie-down roping?
Kingsway Toyota, offering a selection of used vehicles, maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands, and auto detailing. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Wildlife is all around us, even in big cities. Birds, bats, deer, snakes. Sadly, these and other creatures are often considered pests. What about the trouble that we cause wildlife? As we continue to expand our communities, we destroy animals' natural habitat, forcing them to adapt to ours. But we can learn to live in harmony with wildlife by doing simple things. To learn more, visit hww.ca.
Tim, time to suck down your hat and tighten your belt. How about the tie-down roping?
You bet. It is the most technical event in rodeo. Let's do it. Lee Rombo, Sexsmith, Alberta, come across that line. He's a little late, reaches out, ropes around the ears.
Tough luck for the sophomore CFR cowboy, and you know what? Things are going to get better for him, but out here just got off to a late start, threw the rope, didn't make anything of it, so tough luck for Lee Rombo, and things are going to improve his way. Let's go to Morgan Grant. We watched him earlier, did well in the Bulldog, and what can he do in the tie-down?
Well, he's riding Mac. They've won the Calgary Stampede twice off this horse, and Morgan has done all kinds of work at the all-around. Unfortunately, once again, ropes him around the ears. Ears don't count. Not going to work.
Yeah, flat loops him. You watch it come around just the front of that, slips back over, and, you know, he just said to himself, golly gee, shucks darn. How about Logan Hofer?
Logan Hofer, McGrath, Alberta, Canada. This guy can be rapid, gets him wearing it right away. I do not know what happened right there. That was on the Richter scale, registered in Japan just now. Comes down on the backside of the wrangler, didn't work for him. Number 66 has a rough go. Let's do the replay right here. Reaches out, gets him roped. What happened is he missed the horn. Come down on the ground. That horse is going from 45 mile an hour to 0 and then backwards about 6 mile an hour. Recovers all right, brings the back two up, 3 wraps and half hitch, throws his hands in the air. He gets a time. We're talking about average.
Well, that's exactly it. Riley Warren, 2-event cowboy, Stettler, Alberta, is gonna make some time here. He knows he's got to do it. Out he comes, 2 swings, gets it on there. Now this is where it's won or lost. Flanks him, throws it on, 2 wraps and a hooey, things are done.
You bet. He trained that horse, and her name is Monique. Watch her come across that line in position within a swing and a half, takes the extra one over his back, has his hand on the flank where it needs to be. Now watch the tie. This guy is smooth as silk. Wham, it's over.
8-5. Nice
beautiful,
run.
Beautiful run. Let's go to Al Bouchard.
You talk about a veteran, 15 times to our Canadian Finals Rodeo. The Scandi Alberta Cowboy is a former Canadian champion and has won the $50,000 at Calgary.
You bet. He practices nonstop, and here he's got the Lila bought her a couple years ago, a wrap and a half. Takes the chance, goes back to his horse. I want you to watch how sharp he roped right there. A 7-5. He handled everything just right. A bobble with his leg over it right there. You know what? Without that bobble, he might have set an arena record.
He definitely could have. Rugged Oilfield Cowboy, I'm proud of you. Let's go to this next generation in the Lucas family, Kyle Lucas.
You bet. This guy knows how to get it done as well. He bought this gun 1.5 years ago, and he's sure working good for him. Picks the black calf up, kind of got him roped foul. Didn't matter. No harm, no foul. 2 wraps and half hitch. Let's go to slow motion. Mike, watch him come across this line.
Oh, he comes across. You see the tie on. He's got a leg caught in there, but that's okay. He's still got 3 legs left to tie. Gets the pig and string on. Wraps, stacks, everything is done nice and quick. There's a great run. by Kyle Lucas, the sophomore cowboy.
You bet, showed a great recovery. Let's go to Shane Hantry, Sulphur, Louisiana. He's not huge in stature. He's riding Logan Bird's horse. They call him TJ. Good looking little great horse, comes across the line just right. Rope's real sharp, hangs in the stirrup, uses a slack, gets there when the calf is in the air like he's supposed to do. That guy's got the fastest hands in the universe.
Mothers, hide your daughters, because that guy is quick. How about 7 and 9 as he gets to it? Flanks him quick, and for the former world champion, this guy is consistent. It's nothing but dollars and cents every time he breaks the barrier.
He is the quintessential cool, calm, and collected. That guy's awesome.
Let's go to Ren Richard. Qualifies for the CFR for the first time in the tie-down roping. He's been here in the team roping before, and things didn't go the way that he wanted.
No, I tell you what, he's also not going to work. It just didn't make it fit. Once again, comes across that line just right. And you know what happened right there is he dropped his arm just a little bit. The loop went on the right-hand side of the calf's head. Didn't work out.
Matt Shazawa.
Shazam, as they say.
Yeah, that's it.
Watch this. He's riding that good little bay horse, comes across the line, gets him wearing it fast. Now watch this guy on the ground. He's handy and quick and smooth and in a hurry. Holy lightning, what do we have here?
Well, he takes a chance. You notice he only goes with one wrap and then the half hitch. So it takes a bit of a chance, but gets out there. Makes a great run. How about that? 7 seconds flat, a new arena record at Rexall Place for the Canadian Finals. So congratulations to Matt Shazawa, the Chubbuck, Idaho cowboy.
You bet, absolutely fantastic. And speaking of cowboy, this
guy
knows how to get it done. I do. And guess who he's on? Sid comes across the line. He's got that big Simmental looking calf. Helps him up, puts him on the ground, string the front feet, bring the back two up. Uh-oh. Through no fault of his own, he just drew a little bit shallower in the pen than these other guys. That calf is not cooperating here. Man, that is a heartbreaker for Dean Edge.
But how about the grit and determination? You see the rope still tight. 7 times that has been the tie-down roping horse of Canada. Once again, Sid is there. Dean Edge does a great job, does what he can, finishes the calf in true professional fashion, and keeps himself inside of that average.
You bet. The average is all important, and he's going to be celebrating a birthday this weekend. Aaron's birthday on the weekend.
Well, we get to celebrate that. How about cupcakes here at the studio?
I agree wholeheartedly. I believe that'll work.
That'll be great. Let's go to the next man. Here's Ryan Jarrett, the former all-around champ of the world, Comanche, Oklahoma, and he knows how to get it done.
You bet. From the hip, he does not hesitate when he draws that string. Man, he is fast on the ground as well. Once again, riding Logan Bird's TJ. 7 and 5 as we watch the replay. Check out how he hangs in that stirrup just a little while. Keep that slack handle, keep the calf on his feet. From the hip, 2 wraps, not even one in the hitch, and it's done.
Great run right there by Ryan Jarrett, but there's one guy left. Let's go to Scott Meeks, Clyde, Texas, via now Airdrie, Alberta. Recently engaged to a pretty cowgirl, and the country singer's looking to hang it on this calf, but things are a little bit difficult for him. Puts the picking string on and then goes to the business part of it and gets himself a qualified time.
Yeah, things just went awry for him here. He's riding Rabbit, that little bay horse that he brought up from the States. The calf is down when he gets there, had to help him up off the ground. Strings the front one, brings the back 2 up, didn't stack them real good. Oh, but he does get that 2 wraps and a half hitch. But once again, we'd like to congratulate him and Carlene on the engagement as we check out Matt Shazawa and the winning round.
How about a winning round? How about a record-setting round at 7 seconds flat for Matt Shazawa? What a great run he made.
You bet. Comes across that line. I love this bay horse. Gives him everything right there in the stop. The calf is the one he wanted today. A little lighter than, say, the one Dean had, and just takes a tie.
Well, and it was a great run. What do you say? I think it's time to head to the winner's circle in Alana Nolan.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, a time of 7 flat and a new arena record for Matt Shazawa. How did you do it?
Man, the main thing is I had a good calf. My horse worked well tonight. Little mare I'm riding is named Alada, and I rode her here in 07, first time up, and she worked well, and she's had some time off, and she's coming back strong.
So you usually ride Chuck. Rodeo fans will be knowing you for your little sorrel horse. So why is Alada so much better at CFR?
She helped me get here and to Vegas. I cracked her out 1st of August, and all of August and September we kind of got on a heater, and so I felt like she deserved to get another shot at keep going.
What was your focus coming into tonight, Matt?
Trying to be smart. You know, you want to start your week off smart as you can, but you can't. You got to walk that line because you still got to try to win something, and we're able to do both.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the new arena record and the win.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
As we look at the tie-down leaderboards right now, Matt Chazal with that 7-second run earns him the $12,000 plus bonus check there. Tie for second and third, Ryan Jarrett and Alan Bouchard, the former Canadian champion, both at 7,400. Shane Hanchey, Riley Warren, and Kyle Lucas make out your top 6. So I think there's going to be some shifts when we go to the leaderboard and see where the standings are after tonight's #1 run. Look at that. Matt Chazal jumps all the way from 4th to 1st place for about a $300 lead. Ryan Jarrett's now in 2nd and stays there. Scott Meeks in 3rd, Alan Bouchard. Dean Edge drops to 5th place. Shane Hanchey in at 6th with $21,000. Anyone in the field has a chance.
Absolutely. You check out that 5th place hole, you get put $12,000 on that, all of a sudden you're splitting first.
Perfect. We had a chance to catch up with bullfighter extraordinaire Scott Byrne just a little bit earlier. Welcome, and every night during the Bobdale Gloves CFR on Shaw, we're going to take the opportunity to catch up with one of our elite athletes at the Canadian Finals Rodeo. Tonight, I'm joined by Scott Byrne, 14 times to the CFR. How does it feel?
Great. I mean, to get back here every year, we're voted on by all the top bull riders in Canada every year, and for that to happen, and for me to be able to have the opportunity to stand out in the arena at the Canadian Finals Rodeo every year, I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Now, I'm going to touch on it a little bit. It's your final year. You've announced that it's been the Scott Byrne farewell tour all year long. How does it feel sinking in? 6 performances left.
You know, you're right. Everybody, all the committees I've worked for and all the places I've gone and fight bulls this year, they've been super. And, you know, I kind of just procrastinated about it all year that, you know, the end would never come. But I got 6 more performances to go here, counting tonight. And, yeah, it's starting to sink in a little bit. But first and foremost, I got a job to do for the next 6 performances. And I'll do that, and we'll take care of the emotional part on Sunday.
Well, that's good. You've seen rodeo change a lot over your years bullfighting. What would you say are a couple of the biggest changes?
Well, you know, I think the exposure of rodeo has come a long way in the 20 years I've been involved. And, you know, as well as us being defined as athletes, I think we've really worked hard at that, and I think it's a good thing. I mean, we deserve, as rodeo athletes, to be treated just as good as a professional baseball player and a professional race car or hockey player. And I think a lot of us have worked hard to make that a point.
Now, we have a little bit of film here, and we want to show something. Tell us about Wainwright and you and Wolf Creek.
You know, just what I was doing, what we're paid to do. I was out there, and a bull rider got thrown off, and we shoot the gap and make sure that those guys can take the hit for them and make sure they can go on and be safe and healthy the next day. And that's our job. That's what we're paid for. That's why we're out there.
Now, that's one of 2 videos that we had. The second one is from Calgary. Scott Schiffner gets hung up in his bull rope.
You know, when a bull rider hangs a spur in a rope, there's really no way you can teach that. There's no way you can be taught that. It's just reaction. And that wreck that day was one of the longest and the worst that I've ever seen. Not only did he hook his spur in the rope once, we got him kind of out of that, and he hooked it on the flank on the way out. So once again, you just do what you got to do. Put your body on the line and make sure you're taking the brunt of that whole wreck.
Let's switch gears a bit. As you and I had the opportunity together this year at the Okotoks Pro Rodeo, our kids got to participate in the wild pony race and win a buckle, and they were about as proud as anyone could be.
Yeah, I had a 9-year-old that didn't want to, he wanted to sleep with it and shower with it on and everything, and you know, that's a big thing. That is the future of rodeo. That's what starts our young cowboys.
Well, and let's go there. Where do you see rodeo heading from here post Scott Byrne?
You know, I always say the show will go on without Scott Byrne, and it truly will. We're seeing some major changes right now. We're stumbling sometimes, but we're getting back up and we're charging forward. And I mean, it's the future. We have to make sure that we have this sport and we have this association for our kids, and we got to make sure that we push forward and get it out there so it's a household name and everybody wants to come and watch it. Have a product. Use our athletes. Let people be able to converse with our athletes and really get up close and personal as much as we can.
What's the one thing, there's a lot of guys that I want to be Scott Byrne. I want to be the best there is. If you could give them a piece of advice, what would it be?
Never quit and try hard. 100% will never do. In my chosen profession, it's 110 every day.
You know, that's awesome, and we'll get to watch you. I'm going to put you on the spot a bit here, and we didn't talk about this before. If there's one or two bull riders that you'd want to see do well at this CFR, maybe win it, who would it be and why?
Mike, you know what? As a bullfighter, I want every one of them to win. And I mean, every time a guy nods his head, I'm hoping he's 100 points. So whatever guy walks out of there on Sunday with that gold buckle around his waist, I'm going to be more than happy to shake his hand and congratulate him.
Well, that's awesome. I want to shake your hand. Thanks for coming in,
Thank you,
Scott.
sir.
It's been an awesome. He's retiring this year. He's been one of the most amazing bullfighters that we will ever see in Canadian professional rodeo. Scott Byrne, it's been an honor to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
Tim, it's time for the pretty ladies and the fast horses. How about the barrel racing?
You bet, and let's get underway. First cowgirl to go here tonight, Nancy Shabai from Tabor, Alberta, 6-time to the CFR. This is the ultimate Wicked. Tell me about him.
Wicked. Here is the barrel racing horse of the year. As she gets ready to complete this Texas Cloverleaf, she's good on too. Time to head to the third barrel. Turn and burn, girl. Take him home.
Wicked is absolutely spectacular. 14.830 to go ahead and set the lead. Wow, what an awesome little horse and an awesome little run.
And she made a great run.
You bet. Let's go to Tater Jacob, Carmine, Texas, Rookie of the Year and won 4 of 10 rounds of WNFR in 2013. Look at this horse fly.
Here's Bo. Her good horse, Bo, that she'll be taking to the NFR. Oh no, tips 1 can over. That's going to cost her 5 seconds as she goes home from her first CFR. Right now, day number 1. It's a little bit tough, but 14.57 plus 5, give her 19.57 as she tips over that barrel. Her foot catches it. Tough luck there.
Yeah, a little bit of bad luck as we go down to Kendra Edie, Longview, Alberta. Her and her husband Joel travels down the road. They're an absolutely phenomenal couple as they head down to the CFR. She's here again today. She's riding Cat. Barrel 1 looks good.
Well, on to barrel 2 we go. This girl is as smooth as silk. Cat, ready to take him home. Look, look, look. Yeah, right now. 14.860 for the Longview Cowgirl. Let's go to Kirsty White.
Big Valley, Alberta.
Check me there. Let's switch gears. Julie Leggett, Kamloops, BC.
You know what? We just had a wrench in the gears. Let's do it. We can skip Julie Leggett. Go on with her second CFR. 1 Cloverdale with $18,000. She's riding ice here today. She heads to barrel 3 and kicks him on the right side.
There you go. Kick him, kick him, kick him. Yeah. How about that for a time? 14.953. Everyone's under 15 seconds so far.
Now I know who that is when she rides in.
Yeah.
Deb Gully, Okotoks, Alberta. She's your neighbor. Tell me about her.
That's it. And a great cowgirl with 22 trips here to the Canadian Finals Rodeo, 6 to the NFR. She's been a 5-time champ here, and no one knows this arena better than her. She's riding a great horse, Commander, tonight, but tips that third barrel. Tough luck. Here's a little quick stat for you. Deb Gully, 22 trips here. The rest of the field, 28 trips between them all, so she is definitely the experienced one in the field.
Well, you bet it'll show as the week goes on. Tony Dixon, Calgary, Alberta, decided to go to the big leagues and has done well. First ever CFR, her husband Howie and son Michael helping her out down the road. Awesome, awesome situation. Let's watch Muffin.
Yeah, she's aboard Muffin. She turns that third barrel. Let's go, Tony. Ride it like you stole it. How about that? 14.844, 14 and 884.
You bet, not a bad run at all. Amy Kay, Bluffdale, Texas. Of course, come on up to Alberta, living out in that Stettler country. She is absolutely fantastic, and she is aboard Daisy. Look at the Palomino fly.
Yeah, oh, that first barrel looked like it was tough, but it stood up on her. On to 2, no, make no mistake, that one came down. And number 3, well, she's gonna get herself a time, but that 5-second penalty, ever so costly in the barrel racing. Oh,
we're gonna go back to the replay.
Luck.
He's a Frenchman's Guy horse as well, absolutely fabulous bred horse. just didn't work for her. All right, we got the gray. Let's go now to Julie Leggett. Kamloops, British Columbia, second CFR. Won Cloverdale as well with an $18,000 win coming to the finals. This is Ice.
Well, it is, and here's a girl that comes in at that 8th spot. Her sophomore tour at the Canadian Finals Rodeo, and she's going to make good on it. Ice makes a great turn of the barrels, and she heads home. Look at that for a time, 14.817, so a nice quick run for the Kamloops BC Cowgirl.
You bet, coming off a win at CBHI. Here is Katie Garthwaite, Marish, British Columbia, stunt woman by trade on the movies. Awesome lady to work with. Big old Palomino pony coming to you. Here is Frenchie on the barrel too.
Well, this is a great horse. As she gets up to that 3rd barrel, she is making a hefty run. Checks him over once. A great turn of that 3rd barrel. Home she goes. Look at that, 14.87. So a great first run for Katie Garthwaite here at her 2nd CFR.
All right, here's a lady I've been wanting to talk about all week long. This is Gayleen Buff. This is Vader. Watch this horse get around a barrel.
Well, we talk about Vader, but let's talk about the 2009 Canadian champion in Gayleen Buff and making another great run here. Her and Vader just seem to have it going on in this arena.
You betcha, 5 times the town, a 14.860 on run number 1. Taylor Melby, Bernieville, Oklahoma, first ever CFR. Wow, this cowgirl has wowed the entire bunch.
Well, she has, and you talk about the next generation. Her mom did great things. Bernieville, Oklahoma brings us her Bug is doing a great job. Oh, slip on the 3rd barrel there. Tough luck for her, recovers with a 15.48. You know she's going to take care and look at things and make sure that that horse is going to be okay. How about our final cowgirl?
You bet, Brady Howes. This is her 4th time to CFR. She won the Crete and High Prairie with $13,000 coming in. Gringo goes a little wide on barrel number 1, cleans it up on barrel number 2. He actually crawls around these barrels. When you sit down and watch, he is headed for home flat out, southbound and down.
Oh, I like it. She wears the Canadian flag on her shirt. 14.952 for Brady Howes. As look at this. She gets to ride in that big lap where they're going to pay all the money. Brady Howes, we're so proud of you. Oh.
This is Iceman Julie Leggett.
Iceman takes it. My mistake there.
You bet.
Julie Leggett with another great run there for her 2nd CFR. The Kamloops Cowgirl has done great. Let's head to the winner's circle.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, Julie Leggett in the winner's circle, first night of CFR. How happy are you with Ice's performance tonight?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. I'm just pleased to have him back. He's been off for a little bit of time here since the end of July, and that he's feeling so good and strong and healthy and happy just makes me proud as can be.
There's a really tight race in the barrels. What's it going to take to be in the top spot on Sunday?
Just tough every night and good, clean, consistent runs and a good average check. And, you know, you'd never know at the end of the day till it's all done on Sunday.
You've been to CFR before. Are there still any first night jitters on Wednesday night?
I was just really trusting my horse tonight, and you know, I'm the kind of person who just tries her best, and you know, the chips are going to fall where they fall, and I'm just grateful to be here and thrilled, you know, that my horse is feeling so good and just happy.
Congratulations and good luck the rest of the week, Julie.
Thank you so much.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Oh, look at that. Julie Leggett and Ice, that $12,000 check. Ever so happy about that. And what a great way to start off your CFR. Nancy Chabai, $9,000. Tony Dixon in 3rd. A split of 4th and 5th, which you don't see often in barrel racing, so they pick up some money there. Katie Garthwaite, Brady Howes, Kirsty White, Kayla Melby, and Taylor Jacob are your top 10 barrel racers. Let's see how things shaped up in the standings. Look at that. Nancy Chabai, $36,000. Julie Leggett has moved from 8th Into second spot, Kendra Leedy up to third, Taylor Jacob in fourth, Tony Dixon in fifth, and Kirsty White finishing out those top 6 with $24,203. You know, it may as well stick with us because the toughest 8 seconds on dirt. Bull riding coming up right after this.
When the party's over and you need a friend, who's it likely to be? Who's the first one you'll see? Probably me. Probably me.
Learn how you can help homeless animals find their forever family. Visit arcs.ca.
Kingsway Toyota, offering a selection of used vehicles, maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands, and auto detailing. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Welcome back to the Bob Dale Gloves CFR on Shaw TV. A big thank you to our friends at Special Event Rentals for supplying some of our set and taking care of us for the week of the Canadian Finals Rodeo. Well, Tim, are you ready for the bull riding?
Absolutely. Let's rattle gates and make some noise. Have you gone down the list of riders and stock here today? It's going to be fantastic.
Let's set a date for 8. Let's head to the Buck and Shoots right now. It's time for the bull riding. This is going to get wild and western right off the hop. It's time to crack a latch. Let's go to the man that qualified here because of injuries. Bo Brooks, Cochrane, Alberta, aboard Red Stag. We talk about the 2013 Bull of the Year. Oh, tough luck there, Tim.
You betcha. Comes to the ground. He didn't qualify just because of injuries. He was in that position. We did have Wesley Silcox going out the last moment. So here's Bo Brooks on Red Stag. Unfortunately, the man in white not going to work for him here today. No money back to Cochrane, Alberta.
Well, and that's a tough one for him. But Tanner Gerlitz making another trip to our Canadian Finals. 7 times he's been here, the Cyril Alberta Cowboy, aboard Feeling Blue from the Vold Rodeo Company. And look, he's making a ride. He is turned to the right and tapped off. Having fun on this one? No. Did he make it? Well, we have to see. He threw that arm in the air. He's happy. Is it a helmet throw? No, not yet. He's there. 8-second ride. Why don't you take us back and show us exactly how this came together?
You watch, this bull jumped out right away, fake to the left, just like you predicted a little earlier on, and then hammers it around to the right, and Mr. Gerlitz is there each and every top of the way, right there until the end where he just about thought about getting off. Man, he got off with his face a little bit, but he saved face, and he made a whole pile of points.
Congratulations on coming back. Here is your guy, Tim.
You betcha. This is Lonnie West. I want to tell a little story. 4 members of his family have been Rookie of the Year here to CPRA. He's the 4th one to do it. His dad, his brothers, and now him. Scotty Byrne moves in there and saves his life one more time here tonight. Why don't you go through the slow motion, tell us what happened.
Well, that's it. Lonnie comes out and maybe, you know, first-time jitters, whatever you want to call it. Things are tough on him, but look at Scotty Byrne. We chatted with him early tonight. This is why they get paid to do what they do. They're cowboy lifesavers. Scotty Byrne, Brett Monya, thank you for what you do. Let's go to Freakazoid as Devin Maisie has drawn this bull. It's going to be a tough trip. Oh, fakes out to the right, goes left. Devin Maisie, not enough today to complete the 8-second ride, and it's a tough way for him to start his 8th Canadian Finals Rodeo.
You bet. This is just a big, strong bull, and you know what? He's got no set pattern. He can go any direction at any point in time, and the Cowboy just has to read it on the fly. Didn't work for him tonight, Devin Maisie. A little bit too much power. Let's go to Scott Schiffner, hitting heavy. Why does he call him that?
Yeah, hitting heavy because that's how this horse is. You watch when he hits the ground. He pounds and pounds and pounds. We talk about the most winning bull rider on Canadian soil. He has rode bulls for everyone, from royalty to the Prime Minister and everyone else. A 2-time Canadian champion, but tonight he's hanging his head a little bit, and you know what? He should. 15 trips to our Canadian Finals. Good job, Scott.
Let's move to the next man, TNT, Tyler Thompson Jukebox here from Black Diamond, Alberta. 9th time here to the CFR. He's the 08 Canadian champ, 011 PBR champ. great big buck and bull jukebox hero from the Calgary Stampede, and
Tyler hits the ground a little bit early. You know, he's announced that this is going to be his retirement year, and we don't want to make light of that because he's still here to ride some bulls. Things did not go according to the script tonight for him, but he's going to rebound tomorrow and do some great things.
Let's go to my neighbor, Jesse Torkelson from just up the road in Warburg, Alberta. 5th time to CFR, 2010 champ. He's drawn up tonight with rival son again from the old rodeo string.
Well, and the brand new daddy just doesn't have it in him, but congratulations to him and the rest of the family on the new baby boy.
We're welcoming Case Tucker Torkelson. It's a great scene when you got a little cowboy coming up the ranks.
Well, and that's it. Torque, I know you're coming back tomorrow, and things are going to turn out better as you get ready for that 8-second ride. Oh, those bullfighters do a great job, don't they?
They do. Brett Monia down there with Mr. Scotty Byrne as we go to Sheep Creek. Adam Jameson, Sheep Creek, headed to the NFR as well.
Well, he is. Adam Jameson, the Okotoks cowboy, is getting on this big gray, and this is a tough, tough bull. Have a look at that bull. The only bull to qualify for not only the PBR World Finals, the PBR Canada Finals, and the Canadian Finals Rodeo. This is a four-legged superstar.
Absolutely. He is one big bunch of coagulated gravy, electrified here on a Wednesday night. Puts the young man on the ground. Didn't work for him here today. How about Jared Parsonage, proper ripped?
Well, and this is a bull from Vold that is just simply amazing. Let's watch Jared as he's got his hammer cocked here tonight, and he's going to have to do it for 8 seconds at a time. Look, yeah, that head throwing's not throwing him off a bit. I think he's there for 8. This is one of the most amazing bulls. At more than one rodeo this year, they've played both first and second on him, and I don't see any reason he couldn't be. Look at that, 86.5.
Let's pick it apart here a little bit. The cowboy gets around that first corner. He's using his opposite free arm shoulder to stay over the head of that bull, keeping his center of gravity right in the middle, and that is where the proof hits the pudding. Right there, we are on the point board in the leading position. Zane Lambert, Ponoka, Alberta, from the Keystone Province of Manitoba. Here he is on Low Life here today. He's a champion as well. Let's watch.
Well, and I talked to him last night. He was glad he had this draw. He says, this is a good bull in this pen to come out and just make a good, honest ride. It looks like he could cover him all day long, so he's right. Congratulations to the Ponoka man as he qualifies his first ride aboard that great bull Low Life from the Calgary Stampede.
You bet. Him and Stacy will be celebrating tonight. It's an awesome, awesome evening when you can get one covered on day number 1.
83.25 points for Zane Lambert.
83.25. That is going to keep him on the board as well as we go to Jordan Hansen. Here's another one of my favorites and your neighbor. Tell me about it.
Well, Jordan Hansen is one of the coolest cats there is. I know Mama Dell's going to be watching because she's there to cheer him on. This kid is just plain sticky. It doesn't matter what you throw under him, this kid can ride it all. Tonight, it's no refund. From Big Stone Rodeo, and he matches him jump for jump, does not slide out of position once, and makes a great bull ride tonight. That kid is just talent all the way through.
You betcha. This big back muley they call no refund. He goes to the ride. He's out of the Sugar Ray breeding program that you'll find up and down the rodeo road in Canada. Big Stone owns him, and they've been tracking him down the road. Heck of a little ride from a great young man. Speaking of great young men, let's go to the guy in the number 1 position on Bombshell from Kindersley, Saskatchewan, Dakota Butter. This bull is tough because he moves forward the whole time. Watch him. Check it out. He gets around that corner, uses the free arm, and watch this. Money chops right here at the end. That a boy, Dakota Butter. That is why you're number 1 in 2015.
Well, that's it. And that kid is just that good. He gets on a roll, and he's been on one ever since he left the Canadian Finals last year. Let's watch. He sticks with this bull. You don't want to get over top of the front of this bull because he'll jerk you down and throw you to the ground, but tonight leans back just enough, stays in the middle, and makes that 8-second ride. Congratulations to the Saskatchewan Cowboy on another 8-second ride. What a great pen of bulls, what a great pen of bull riders, but look at that. Jared Parsonage, 86.5 points. He is go-round number 1 champion. Look at that, proper rip from Vold. What a great bull ride that was. I don't think it's that time. Why don't we head down and visit with Alana Nolan as she's in the winner's circle.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, with Jared Parsonage, you matched up with Proper Rip. Take us through your ride today.
I knew it was a phenomenal bull. He has a lot of air and really throws his head, so I knew I was going to keep my knees up and sit square. And things are getting a little wild. I think my foot was on his horn at one time or another there, but we managed to get sat back down and stay where I needed to be.
Were you surprised at all that only 5 bull riders stayed on tonight?
No, that's our hard pen, our eliminators. That's as hard a pen of bulls as you're going to see anywhere, anytime. So I think 5, we did good.
Yeah. What does this win do for your confidence level going forward the rest of the week?
Oh, it's huge. You're my first CFR, my first round win. I'm on cloud 9 right now, and I don't know, it's awesome.
How would you describe your first day at your first CFR? What emotions have you been feeling today?
I don't know. I'm a pretty laid-back guy. I just kind of went with it. But if I told you I wasn't excited, I would be lying to you. I was pretty excited when it was coming time. So yeah, it's cool.
Okay, we'll do it all again tomorrow, Jared. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Kingsway Toyota Winner's Circle is sponsored by Kingsway Toyota, offering a no-appointment express lube, as well as maintenance and repair of all vehicle brands. Kingsway Toyota, in business in Edmonton for 40 years. For information, visit kingswaytoyota.com.
Well, when we go to the boards, it looks like this in the bull riding. We see Jared Parsonage in there with that $12,000 paycheck at his first CFR. The reigning Canadian champion, Dakota Butter, ties with Tanner Gerlitz. They each bring in $7,400. Zane Lambert with $2,800. Jordan Hansen makes $1,200. And Scott Schiffner and the rest of the crew, unfortunately, don't make the 8-second whistle. So, you know, tough for them as we see where the world or the Canadian standings sit. Dakota Butter still on top. Jared Parsonage into second. Jordan Hansen in third. Zane Lambert in fourth. Adam Jamieson and Devin Maisie make up the top 6. But there is a lot of room left to ride the standings.
You bet. There is all kinds of room. Only $7,000 separates the number 1 and the number 2 guy. And when you're winning $12,000 a night, absolutely is there a lot of tearing.
Well, it is. And I mean, we look at the highlights and lowlights from tonight. Highlight for me has got to be seeing Matt Shizawa set that 7-second record in the tie-down roping. And, you know, it's amazing to see a guy come up here with his whole family, make the miles, and have some fun.
Absolutely. And he's doing it on a horse that he cracked out this spring, rode her through, and did a fabulous job on a great calf tonight. Drew well, rode well, worked out perfect.
Well, and you got to look at another one. How about when we look and talk to, you know, someone like Wild Wade Sundell, and he comes up here, he's so animated, does the Hulk Hogan, can you hear me thing, and you know what, it's great to see him interacting with the fans.
You bet. I've never seen him come down and actually put his hand to his ear like that. I tell you what are you going to do when Sundell comes down on you? You might not want to be there if you're behind in the bronc riding.
Well, and you go to Caleb Bennett in the bareback riding, who makes an awesome bareback ride and has a bunch of fun with it, and comes out the winner tonight. And you know, then he gets on the horse afterwards for the go-round win and run around the arena, and what happens, he has to spur and mark that one out too.
You betcha, and that's the mark of a great cowboy. When those guys can go out there, something goes wrong, like a flag horse putting his head down and bucking just a little bit, takes his hat off and goes to flogging him. Absolutely fabulous job out of Caleb Bennett.
Well, and what do we look to for tomorrow night? You know, night number 2, some guys that didn't do so well. How's that going to play into it? And, you know, is there a little bit of nerves, or have the nerves shaken off now?
Well, I tell you what, you talk about the confidence rolling into something like this. You talk about a first round win rolling you with that momentum into round number 2. But what you got to count on as well is the guys that didn't do so good tonight have that fire in their belly. They'll be here tomorrow night with a vengeance.
Well, they will, and they're chasing go-round money right now. Everything's all about the go-round, and what they want to do is make sure they start placing and hope that other people stub their toe. Other people have problems because at the end of the day, you want to be inside that average. $12,000 up for grabs every night, plus that average money, so it's pretty important.
You betcha. It's extremely important to get every one of your horses or bulls rode and rope all your cows and throw all your steers and get all your steers stretched out, and the barrel racing. We got to talk about that a little bit tonight. They're flying on. They're wanting to leave them all up. We have a contingency of some of the world's most spectacular barrel horses in Edmonton for the next 4th and 5th rounds, man, it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Well, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for night number 2. It's going to be awesome. And you know what? The four-legged superstars are here. The cowboys and cowgirls are here. I can't ask for a better way to celebrate the Bobdale Gloves CFR. So on behalf of myself, Mike LaBelle, Tim Edge, the rest of the crew here at the Shaw Studios, do me a favor, friends. Give your kids a hug. Make sure you join us tomorrow night. Bobdale Gloves CFR on Shaw TV.
Bobdale Gloves CFR is brought to you by Bobdale Gloves. Found online at bobdalegloves.com.